Hello and welcome back to Agrarian Skies 2. I'm Malrat28 and today we are going to be doing some stuff. I know I always say that and we end up not doing interesting stuff, but we're doing stuff. One of the things I've been dealing with is... Oh, by the way, I moved these. Goldfish attention span. One of the things that I've been dealing with now since I've been getting into Thaumcraft and stuff is that I now have warp, which means every now and again certain things will start happening around me. And I don't particularly care for it, and I believe with this latest version of Thaumcraft, I say latest with air quotes, you can't see me doing the quotes, but I'm doing the quotes. Because Thaumcraft is essentially dead for 1.7.10, there's not going to be any more updates. For the last version of Thaumcraft, as long as you stop earning warp, it'll eventually go away until you gain more warp, and then it just comes rushing back at you. But anyway, since I am actively using Thaumcraft and gaining warp and stuff, it's just going to slowly climb up, 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 and up. One of the ways that you can mitigate that is by using purifying bath salts, these things right here. I don't have a bucket on me, do I? If I had a bucket, that'd be really nice, because I could show you what I was going to do. And no, it wasn't going to be just a bucket, because that would be kind of sad. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this. For now, we can just whack a thing of water out of there. These things are so useful, but I hate them so much. For the purposes of demonstration, we'll just do it right here. Yeah, it should be fine. So, we put the bucket of water in there, right? If we were to go ahead and throw in some of these purifying bath salts into the water, you know this isn't going to work because it's going to fall in the water and through it. That was... Yeah, it's got to have a flat surface, okay. What I can do is break that and put that there. Okay. So if we throw the bath salt in there like that, right, what'll happen is eventually this water is going to turn into a purifying bath type thing, right? It'll be white. You can get in it, and after you get it, there it goes. Can I scan that actually? Purifying fluid. Nothing can be learned. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and hop in. So we hop in, and what it does is it gives us a warp ward effect, which helps ward off warp. Easy enough. I don't want to have to make a little hole here and just plop in every now and then. I'd like to actually have an area that's dedicated to using the bath salts, and as such, I made an arcane spa, this thing right here. That is not what I hit the button on. There it is. It's not really that bad to make, and basically what this does is you can automatically pump in water and bath salts into it, and it will fill a 5x5 area on top of it with the purifying fluid. Let's call it the spa water. It'll fill it up with the scented spa water, and then you can just walk in whenever you need to, get a little bit of warp ward, and walk out. It's pretty neat stuff. Also, there is a... where is it? Thalmic sauna stove. This is from Witching Gadgets. It is actually pretty neat. We can actually open this one up because it's a little bit more complicated. Just a little tiny bit. So what this does is when you're in the area of it and it has water, it will actually produce steam, and the steam will help produce warp. As a side effect, it also makes you hungry. And this is actually kind of useful because being hungry means that I can eat more. Eating more means I'm going to get more points with which to do more research. So it's actually pretty nice. I was trying to find ways to make myself hungry. I think the main way that I probably would have done it before would have been blood magic. I'm not sure if that's enabled though, because I had some regen 2 potions and I wasn't getting a hunger effect, and you normally get that. So it could be regen 3 and up that it does it for. In which case, I just need to find a really, really strong regen item. Or it may be off, and I honestly just don't know. So I think right now what I want to do is I want to make a little spa off of the base of this tower here. It's just going to be right on this wall over here, and there's going to be a little spa room. It'd be a nice little neat thing to do. Welcome back. So I went ahead and I took the advice of one of the comments from my last video, and I have actually captured the last villager from the last millennium area. And I used him to spawn a bunch of villagers here, just so I could trade with, see what they got. I have a ton of these proven frames, so whenever I do actually get going into bees, those will be quite useful. though what I'd really like are Oblivion frames. Those things are fantastic. Kill those bees, kill them now, get the mutations. Perfect. One of the things I did get from here, though, he's not in here at the moment, is the villager that I currently have in this golden lasso. And he's actually going to be really important for the little spa area that we've made here. Let's come on inside. So, I think I mentioned this earlier. I relocated the portals to the floor here just so that they are not in the wall anymore. And over here we have the Dirty Thaumaturge bar and day spa. So we have the little bath spa area right here, right? This is just a little case for the bath salts and stuff. And over here we have the actual sauna. So you just step inside, you get a nice blast of steam, and that, you know, that's a nice warp cleansing effect. It also really drains your hunger, which means I can absolutely chow down on the brainy jerky. So that's great for the purposes of gaining aspects for research and stuff. As a warning, if you ever use these thalmic saunas, right, make sure you put them down in an enclosed area because it will lag your game out if you put it in a open area as it tries to look for where it can do its effect. On a bright side, though, when it is enclosed like this, it knows exactly where to cut off, so that as soon as you leave this area, you're no longer getting that hunger effect. If this were like an open door right here, well, not a door, but if this were an open hallway, this entire area would be filled with the effect, and it would be very easy to accidentally kill yourself. This entire spot that we did here is pretty much all spruce, quartz, and purple. Oh yeah, and some great wood. I wanted to use more, but I've still not figured out why I can't grow those trees. Gotta figure that out. So we have like little carpets here. The reason that we have carpets is that this is actually hiding hoppers. This entire little area here is just lined with hoppers that lead to a common point where eventually items get sucked out with a pipe and just dumped to this crate. This is effectively a lost and found area, right? So anything that falls back here is going to make its way over to here. It's not going to be too terribly fast. Hoppers themselves aren't really fast, and I just have a really, really basic pipe connecting the hoppers to the crate. If it ever shows up. There we go. I was getting worried for a minute it wasn't showing up. Anyway, the reason why we have this here is because we actually have that villager to put in here. Hello, Mr. Thaumcraft villager. Yeah. So why do I want him? Well, he's got some pretty good trades. He'll trade an emerald for Nitor, and 5 emeralds for purifying bath salts, and apparently 31 chicken nuggets for an emerald. I definitely don't have a source of chicken nuggets. I know an easy way to make a source of them. I'm not sure if I'd want to, though. Of course, this is a bar and day spa, so, you know, having food in here wouldn't be a problem. I think one of the things I really want to get is a, like one of those plates I have over here outside. They're not hard to make. I think they're just made using 3 quartz slabs. These guys right here, right? I want to have one of these with loaded up with the brainy jerky so that I could just like eat that to my heart's content. Especially when I just need to get a ton of research stuff. So just sit here, chow down. Fantastic stuff. Alright. Oh, and for the pretty much anything I build, it's usually mostly derpy. So for the mostly derpy, slightly functional. So for the arcane spot here, right, it's set to mix any of the purifying bath salts you get with the liquid. So like it had just made a source block of the purifying fluid. What I decided also to do, just because it would be kind of neat, would be to have a display case for it. I like display cases. Don't judge me. Please don't. Overall, I really like the Dirty Thaumaturge. It's pretty neat. I do wish, however, that we had carpenter's blocks because I want those doors so bad. No decorative stuff, though. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead, get here. I'm going to talk to my new friend, villager here, Lou. And I will be back with the rest of today's episode and hopefully something productive. Alright, welcome back. So we have our little spa and bar set up in there, and it's great. It's done me great things for research stuff. But on a practical side of the episode today, one of the things I really need is to automate the production of charcoal. I've currently just been doing it manually from this little farm over here, which it works because I can just grab a stack of this stuff, put it over here in the production table, and then go to town, right? Everyone's happy, it works, it's very slow. It is painfully slow. So what I'm actually in the process of doing is getting some stuff together so that I can actually set up a fairly easy to use system. What I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be growing spruce trees because I like spruce and they only drop saplings and wood. I don't need to worry about anything extra like apples or in the case of rubber trees, rubber. As it sits, I really don't need to process any more rubber trees ever because I have a barrel here full of rubber trees. Full of rubber. So, I mean, I will never use 4096 rubber. It's not happening. Maybe if I get bored and I decide to torch everything, it might happen, but I doubt it. Anyways, just come on in over here. Let's get some of the spruce saplings I have stowed away. I've been growing these manually so I can make podzol and stuff. Anyway, so I have on me some hardened caches from thermal expansion. These things are actually pretty impressive. The capacity on this is for 40,000 items, right? That is a lot of items. A regular Java barrel to capacity holds 4,096, right? So this is pretty well beyond that. And the actual price to make this is, that doesn't work, does it? Hardened cache. It's 4 Invar, 4 tin, and a wood, so it's pretty cheap. Even the regular basic cache, which is just 4 tin and wood, holds 10,000 items, which is also well beyond a Java barrel. It's more than twice. So that's they're actually pretty freaking good. I've never really used them. Main reason I don't like them is that they don't display the actual amount of items inside of the barrel. But to be completely honest, for what I'm using them for, that really doesn't matter because they're just basically used as a deep storage. They're not actually a permanent thing that I'm going to be pulling out of. Anyway, so we have the two of those. And everything else I need over here is pretty much set up. I do need to go ahead and get some flux ducts, however. Flux ducts. For these, I can actually use leadstone, just because I know I'm not going to need that much power. So let's go ahead and make some more leadstone flux ducts. Most of the ones I've had, I've either thrown away or lost. That should be enough. And then we'll also need some item ducts. Fluctuating item duct. You know what, actually, we'll use those. These are actually pretty good. Only sad thing is, can you, I don't think that you can combine the fluctuating item ducts with, like, lead or silver to make them dense or, suck. That was a really bad way to describe it. Anyway, so over here I've got a little, 5x5 area set up. This is where I'm going to have my tree farm. Just a little planter. It's a really basic setup. I do need to make a range upgrade for this, because right now it's only going to plant in this little 3x3 area. So I just need to do a +1 upgrade on this and a +1 upgrade on this guy right here. Because right now this is only going to harvest this block here, the one that would be above this, and right there. So that's not terribly useful. Well, this too, I guess. So yeah, those 6 are the only actual functional spots. Let's go ahead and dump those in. And get that out of the way. Just want to fly, so make sure I don't fall. I did make this too thick, but, and it is a big but here, too thick doesn't matter when you're going through like that. Alright, so we have that. We're going to go ahead and put a cache on the left and a cache on the right. I would like to go ahead and key one of these to the saplings so that the other one has to be for the wood. So, let's see, let's key this one to saplings. So that means whenever this harvests wood, it has to go on that one right over here. Okay, so that's good. Fluctuating item duct. That is not where I wanted to put that. It's a little bit tricky putting the ducks on the bottom of the machine while flying, because if you hit shift to make sure that you put it on there instead of opening it, you instead start to fall rapidly, so that's fun. I think if you hold like spacebar and do it, yeah, hold shift and spacebar, it kind of helps. Not sure if that's because it's helping though, or if it's just because of the, Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I do that often. Oh, so often. Alright, and where do we want to go ahead and put this, solar panel? I want to have it a little bit out of the way so that when the trees and stuff grow, that they don't actually cover up the, panel itself. So I tell you what, actually I do want those leadstone ducts, because I don't want to waste the flux ducts getting it over to the area where the trees aren't going to be. So like right over here for now looks like it'll be a good spot. They're big trees. Hey, and we have saplings. Awesome. Let's get a little bit more dirt, spelled with an O. It's the hypno dirt. We also need some upgrades. So the one that is +1 is, I think, where is it? Lapis? So what am I missing? I am missing... How am I missing redstone? Yeah, no redstone. I have it, just not there. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Come here, Hall. So put some in there. Lapis upgrade. I feel kind of bad. This pack actually has forestry in it, which means it has all the forestry multi-farms, and I gotta tell you, they're pretty awesome. I just don't like them using apatite. It really irks me. It really, really does. And I know it probably shouldn't, but it's enough of an irk that I don't like using them because of that. So I will use my cheaty farms. Alright, anyway, we have this right here. We are going to go ahead and put a production table. Where are you at? Bam, right there. So we're going to be using the production table to actually take care of the processing and the creation of the charcoal. I know it's kind of lazy, but you know what? It works. So it's going to go right there. Right now it doesn't do anything just because we don't have anything installed in it. We're going to give it 4 furnaces. It is going to get production speed upgrades. I think these actually go into the, yeah. They go per machine, so they should go in here. I don't know what this actually does to the fuel efficiency, so this might not work out for the best. There we go. Auto transfer. Thought I made one that increases the transfer rate of that. No. Whatever. Alright, so the side right here needs to be input enabled. Auto transfer. Input. Good. Enabled auto transfer. So this is basically... Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. We'll take fuel from the actual furnaces. Input auto transfer. Auto transfer. Alright, and then we want these to eject out the top. I hope I'm setting this up right. I honestly don't know for sure. And I was thinking that there was a way to get fuel to actually come in from the, well, let's check some out real quick. Let's get some wood. Spruce. And some bones while we're at it. We shall have them in a meal. So that went in there, right? So that worked. So these all got their own little stuff, so that's good, actually. That's good. What we need is for it to automatically put some fuel in from here into the fuel. How the heck do you do that? Can you do that? Oh no, I know what I can do. Select mode, top, input, auto transfer enable. So it'll also pull fuel in from the top too, right? And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead, get one of my little barrels I have set up over here. We're going to get this one right here in the center, actually. These all have hopper upgrades on them, but this one does not have any stickers installed. Right, so that's good. Let's go ahead and go back to main. Give it a little fuel. A little more fuel. Alright, there we go. It's officially sucking. Awesome, that works. That's really simple, too. Now, eventually this is going to run out to a point where there's no room for saplings on here, but it's going to be quite a while before that happens. I may just replace this with a trash can. Because it really doesn't matter to me if I have these saplings. I have much better ways of making dirt than using saplings. Alright. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a ton of bone meal on these guys until they grow. Though it might be good to wait till daytime. Because we need to get a bunch of wood in there so that we can see that furnace thing, so it has plenty of stuff backed up before it tries to run anything else. Normally my go-to solution to making charcoal in bulk is using railcraft with a steam furnace. I just love that thing. Not an option for this though, and that kind of makes me sad. I really like railcraft. I don't use it nearly enough, or properly I should say. I think the most use I usually get out of railcraft is not the rails, unfortunately. It is the tech stuff, the boilers and the furnaces and all that. They're fun, though. It's a big honking tree. That makes charcoal so quick. It's pretty good on the fuel, too, actually. Yeah, I think I like that. Of course, it seems like it died. Do you have something that you can't transfer? Hello? Why didn't you finish getting chopped? Oh, you're just going really, really slow. Okay, that's it. This panel must have killed its buffer. Whoop. Yeah, it killed its buffer. So this needs slightly more power generation than what we're actually getting. I could fix that. I could make a generator for this to run off of. I'm not sure if that's a good solution though, because I mean this is 32 off our tick, right? That's pretty good. And I have a feeling if I were to give this too much power, it would just absolutely eat it. Besides, what would I use? I know there's like a furnace generator from Extra Utilities. I'm not sure how good they are though. I've never actually used these guys. We don't have a QED though, so I can't make the top tier. You know, let's find out. What do you get out of a thing of charcoal on these? Thank you. 40 for 30 seconds. That's not a ton of power. I think we'll just leave it with the solar panel. We'll hold this guy in reserve if we need it for anything else. Sure, you can go there. You know, part of the slow in this might also be the sludge that's built up, so let's go ahead and get a, you know, tell you what we're going to do, actually. Let's come on over here. We're going to repurpose this particular sludge boiler, just because it's not really gotten a lot of action, considering the trees aren't growing here. So we're going to pick you up, we're going to pick you up, and then we're also going to get all of this. Get back down there. There is also the possibility the reason this wasn't growing was because of that pipe, so if this starts growing, we'll know what's going on. Alright, so we got that. That's good. The only downside to this is that since I have items connected on the bottom, right, I can't really have it going anywhere else except at the top. I guess that'll work. And we'll keep this down on the same level as the power line here. Or at least as close as we can come to the power line. So can I safely put this thing right here? Oh, no, it would need to be above. Alright, so like right there. Get away! So it looks like it's about a 7x7 area that it creates the little nausea effect. It will not, however, do anything without an output chest, which is why we have this. This is not terribly practical at the moment, but I'll fix it later. For now, I just want to get the free items. And also give people attacks of vertigo as I plummet to my death, and then catch myself. Oh yeah. Let's get out of there. Hunger and poison. The good news is that won't kill you. Also, the good news is it means I can eat all the brain jerky I want. But I can already do that, so... Anyway, let's go ahead and get one of these guys here. We're going to get the other one later, though. We're going to take this all the way up here, and we're going to use these to power the alchemical furnace and alchemical boiler up in the third floor, is it? I think it's the third floor. 2, 3. Yeah, here. So we're going to go ahead and... let's go do this one first. That is not an axe. I do not have my axe on me. Okay. Let's put that down. Just want to go on the record here and say that these dollies from Java are the best items ever. We're going to put that right there. And that will actually go ahead and start cooking up whatever we put in there. So it's going to automatically load the charcoal in, so that's pretty nice, right? And we're basically going to do the same thing on the other side. I could use the little ME system in here to handle distribution of this stuff, but I want to keep this working as long as possible without requiring any sort of power. Well, outside power. And let's just go ahead and break this one down too. There we go. Now, I know this is a terrible, terrible thing to do, but We're just going to poke a hole. You don't go there. You go forward one. There we go. So that's working, that's good. Down we go. Okay, this appears to be working good, so we're just waiting for trees to grow. It is the unfortunate but needed part of the process. It's also not lost on me that this is the third tree farm that I've set up in my little play here. Yep, still not growing. Alright, before we actually sign off for today, I do have something that I do want to check out. I actually got this reward bag a little bit ago, and I have been holding on to it, just lovingly stroking it and petting it and calling it George. Why? Because it is legendary, and I'm kind of excited to see what we're going to get from this. So, without further ado... Really? We get a V-Stone? Good thing I don't have a villager that sells me these things at discount rates. This is what I think of your stupid V-Stone. That was not... that I should have kept it as a legendary bag. It would have been more value to me than that was. I mean, come here. Really? Come here, Lou. You are Lou, right? Yeah. Yeah, 7 emeralds, V-Stone. Keep up the good work. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments about today's episode, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. I really do enjoy reading them, and I do like suggestions, like to get the villager here. It was actually a really good idea to capture the last villager and start spawning stuff like crazy. It was a lot easier than the alternative, which was to cure a zombie, so this was a fantastic idea. Anyway, getting distracted. Tangents. Must stop tangents. I'll see y'all next time with another episode of Agrarian Skies 2, and with maybe questing action happening. I love questing action. Oh wow, we got a ton of wood. Got a ton of wood.